You think I'm a bad person?
I think people who make mistakes should own up to them. You should go talk to her. Tell her what you're telling me now.
No matter what happens between us, or what my mother says or does, if me and you last a week, a year, 10 years, forever, I'll always be honest with you. I don't know what I did to deserve you, Emily Thorne. But I can't imagine my life without you.
Luckily, you don't have to.
You know, most people look at me and see me for someone I'm not. I spent the first part of my life either disappointing them or, worse, living up to their expectations. You're the first person that I could be my true self around.
Lucky me.
No one's ever made me feel as loved and as safe and understood as you do. If you let me, I'd like to spend the rest of my life making you as happy as you've made me.
What do you think?
I think I'm one lucky guy. And how do you plan to convince 12 strangers you're in love with me when I'm not even sure myself?
Daniel, what are you doing?
I'm gonna ask you the same thing. I'm not leaving until you tell me what the hell you're really up to. Maybe my mom was right about you. Maybe Tyler was too.
How much have you had to drink?
Don't change the subject. I saw you yesterday with Jack. Is that where you went? To see him?
Daniel,
You think I'm an idiot? All the mysterious phone calls, all the times you disappeared? You've been sneaking around with him the whole time.
you talk so much about wanting to be your own man.
Yeah, what if the man I am is no better than my DNA?
Setting the record straight will help you break free from that. If you truly don't want to follow in your parents' footsteps, then don't.
Who's so important that you can't be present with me on this for 5 minutes without exchanging texts?
It's none of your business. And none of this is me. Have you forgotten who I am? Who you're marrying?
You? I'm a Grayson, Emily. There are certain pressures and expectations placed upon me. Upon us. Maybe you've forgotten the family you're marrying into.
Trust me, Daniel, I couldn't forget your family if I tried.
Sure, what's one more secret? It's hardly the biggest one you're keeping, right?
What do you want to know, Daniel? I'm an open book tonight.
Jack came by here yesterday, didn't he? Did you kiss him? Just give me a straight answer, please.
Yes, we kissed.
So all these months, the engagement, standing by me during the trial, what was the point of all that if you just really wanted to be with him? Or was my mother right? Were you just pretending to love me because you wanted the Grayson name?
I wanted to be with you despite the Grayson name.
Then what changed?
The truth is, I'm not really the person that you fell in love with. And you're changing too. I'm watching you become everything you said you never wanted to be.
What's that?
A Grayson.
You must think I'm an idiot. There isn't a single aspect of my life that my mother hasn't meddled in. You think we'll ever get back to being the people we once were?
Maybe. Just not tonight.
But the only thing keeping us from being together is you. And if history really is going to repeat itself, I can't do this. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, Emily. But only if you want the same.
Can you believe it's been 2 years since we met?
Gosh, it feels like so much longer. Is that Foulet? Wow. Margot must have made quite the impression to get you to read what you called a rag about nothing but dresses and hair.
I shouldn't have judged this magazine by its cover. You know, it turns out they have some significant political and cultural pieces, too.
Why the sudden interest?
I want to help her run Boulet.
You really think you could do this?
Unless, of course, my fashion-fluent fiancé was by my side.
Of course.
You're perfect.
And Daniel Grayson has always risen above adversity to embrace new challenges. Following a drunk driving accident, which nearly killed his passenger, he saw it as a wake-up call. What the hell were you thinking?
I think it shows how far you've come.
No. You're a smart woman, Emily Thorne. This was passive-aggressive. Hell, this was aggressive. You were trying to hurt me.
It's ridiculous.
Is it because I've been too busy with work? Is that why? Come on, give me a reason. And I want the truth.
How dare you demand the truth? You're right, Daniel. I'm not an idiot. I know exactly what was happening this morning.
And this was in retaliation?
I thought you were better than Conrad, but you're just as wrapped up in his lies.
Yeah, right, because you're such an open book.
I've been busting my ass trying to make this magazine into something for our future. Tonight, when you didn't show up, I realized I'm the only one fighting for us.
That's not true.
Really? Because lately, I've been feeling like I'm just playing a role in a story you're writing. Something I didn't want to admit, but I can't ignore it anymore. I can't marry you, Emily. That's you, my God. I never recognized you.
Doesn't even feel like my life. I grew up in a house just like this.
Sounds like a great dad.
It was the best. It's hard for me to share memories from my past, Daniel. It's even harder for me to trust. You know, people think that because I lost my family young, I never knew what real love was. But I did. And it was ripped away from me. I still feel that pain. Like it was yesterday. So I'd wish people away.
I had no idea.
I want nothing more than to stand beside you on our wedding day.
And I want that too. I didn't sleep with her. Okay, I was confused and scared. The last thing I wanted to do was to hurt you, and I am sorry.
Is it over?
Yes. Yes, I ended it with her because you're the only one I want.
You're the only one I want too.
I'm all in with you and the baby. Not going anywhere.
Me neither.
With this ring, I commit to you, to our child, and our future together. I love you, Emily. Now and always.
Daniel, I've looked forward to this day since I was a little girl. Thank you for letting me into your life, into your family. Through you, I've become the woman that I've always wanted to be, the woman that I needed to be. From the moment I met you, I knew that this moment was in our destiny. We share a bond that is unbreakable until death parts us.
I swear, I'm gonna be a better man to you, and an even better dad to our baby. You set me up. 2 years. 2 years, and I bet you laughed at me every time I questioned you. You just fed me more of your lies. And why? Why did you tell me I was gonna be a father?
I'm sorry.
God, the fact that you still think I'm an idiot makes me laugh.
I'm not doing all of this because I'm a bored housewife. I'm fighting to win you back.
I've been ruminating on your powers of deception, and I realize that everything you say is hidden behind fake concern or a phony smile. If anything else suspicious happens around here, I'll know you're behind it. And just like today, other people will pay the price until you finally realize that there's no place for you in my life and you leave. Is this what you wanted? To break me?
I told you I was gonna fight for us.
Are you insane? There will never be an us! Thanks to you, I'm dead inside.
So am I! We did this to each other, Daniel. You took from me, so I took from you. Don't you see? We belong together.
Sterilizing you was my gift to the universe. Yeah, I heard you didn't come home last night.
I'm surprised you care, especially after you manhandled me. Something I know you'll regret.
No, the only thing I'll regret is my marriage to you. You just have to wear red. Guess I'll be betting on black for the night.
Surprised you'll be betting on anything, seeing as I left the name Grayson off the guest list.
No, honey, I don't need guest lists. Or have you already forgotten the doors I opened for you? You were a nobody before me.
Quite the turnout for an event hosted by a nobody.
Trust me, people are only here to see the car wreck that you've become. Once the blood is hosed off the pavement, they'll be on their way. How did you afford all of this anyway?
Thank you for reminding me. And all the drama of the divorce.
I forgot to return this.
You want a copy of her prints, just pull her juvie file. My ex-wife is a former delinquent after all.
What did you say to him?
Just that I knew my former bride's body when I saw it.
Poor Daniel. So bitter about our divorce, always trying to stir up trouble for me.
You got it, babe. What the hell are you doing here?
Just scoping out the place for a friend who's coming to town.
Friend? Didn't think you had any. You know, it's just sick how you two live to destroy each other. I suggest you follow her lead and disappear. You're not the only one who can track someone down in an elevator.
There's no way you track me down on your own.
I've got a guy. And considering I'm standing here right now, you gotta admit, he's pretty good.
So who told you?
Your little sister, who's also my little sister, which makes this whole thing a little weird. No, you didn't see that coming, did you? Yeah, I thought about crushing you, but these days, not my style. Because in this nuclear war you have with my mother, the blast zone keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I want no part of it. So while you're both busy plotting to make each other's lives hell,
I will break you in
no,
half.
you won't. One, there's a security camera, and two, you've come too far to throw it all the way over me. Well, if I knew you were that flexible, things might have worked out for us. You went through great lying lengths to keep me around. What, lies? Well, it's funny you should ask.
I didn't.
Let's see. There was the biggest lie of all, your name. And then there was the lie about you being pregnant. I'd call that the runner-up. And then there were 1,000 little lies within that. For instance, that wine auction, where we had that really awful red. What was your ulterior motive then? And here I thought you just wanted me drunk so you could have your way with me. Was any of it real? What about when I proposed to you? Can't tell me that you weren't with me in that moment. That it wasn't real.
Maybe there was a time when the feelings were real. When we could have had a real relationship, but the moment that you aligned yourself with your father, it was all over.
Curiosity got the best of me.
Well, now that it's satisfied,
Wait, are you crying because my mother survived? You always did try to save me from her.
you just kept crawling back.
No, it's just the girl obsessed with her. Listen, I know firsthand you can fake tears, but I bet real ones don't come easy.
Oh, so that's it, is it? One fight with Dad and you're giving up? Well, glad to know the hell you put me through was for nothing. What a waste.
Since he's not around, I'm just here drinking to my sad life. And to our parents, who I'm starting to believe are actually in love. You out on a date? Want me to call the poor guy and read him his last rites?
You know, I'm really not in the mood to be doing whatever it is we've been doing lately.
And what, having honest conversations probably for the first time ever? Yeah, it sucks. You know, I'm starting to realize why we didn't work. We're the same person. Yeah, we're stubborn as hell. And we use people without giving a damn about who gets hurt in the process.
That is not who I am.
Oh, but it is. I see you, Emily. I see you.
Well, we're not friends, Daniel, so I'm not gonna prop you up and tell you to go fight for Marco. You don't fight for anything.
Ouch.
Yeah. Well, I see you, too.
You really do look pretty tonight. And I think that means you're up to something. I just hope the guy isn't wearing his heart on his sleeve, because trust me, he'll use it. Dear Dad, my whole life I've been told I was destined for greatness, based solely on the virtue of my name. I was taught sacrifice was for the foolish. Survival was all that mattered. But now I find myself at a crossroads, and I must decide what I believe to be true. There is no such thing as destiny. Legacies must be earned by the choices we make. I now know that we write our own endings, and we can either choose to hide as villains or live as heroes.
You're gonna be okay, Daniel. You're gonna be okay.
You're still lying to me.
I want you to know that it wasn't all a lie. Not with you.
I know.
I didn't want to hurt Daniel. I had hurt him. I married him for the wrong reasons. And when it all fell apart, it was like I threw a grenade into his life. The damage that I caused was real, and I knew it at the time. I wouldn't hurt him because underneath all of the scar tissue and the flaws, the temper, there was a genuinely good guy trying to find his way. So despite our history, despite everything that I told myself, I cared about him. The night of our wedding. It was the night that he learned I wasn't in love with him. It almost destroyed Daniel, so he almost destroyed me. Daniel said that was the night that I ruined his life. Turns out he was wrong.
Oh, don't do it.
Sorry, pal. Daylight's wasted.
Come on. Waking up with you is the best part of my day. If you open those curtains, it's all over. Come on, give me a few more seconds here.